Hey Wondering Minds learners. Today I welcomes you all once again on Wondering Minds YouTube channel. Today we'll learn about Sir Thomas More. Shorty 178 1525. Dear learners, प्यारे दोस्तों, मैं आज आप सब के बीच हाजिर हुआ हूं और मैं आज आपको सर थॉमस मोर के बारे में बहुत कुछ बताऊंगा जो लिटरेरी पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होने वाला है। अगर आपने हमारा वॉन्डरिंग माइंड्स यूट्यूब चैनल ज्वाइन नहीं किया है तो आप सब इसे सब्सक्राइब कर ले, लाइक, कमेंट और शेयर भी करें ताकि आने वाली वीडियोस का नोटिफिकेशन आप सब ही को टाइम पे मिलता रहे। प्यारे दोस्तों, आप सब वॉन्डरिंग माइंड्स का टेलीग्राम ग्रुप भी ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं फॉर अ बेटर प्रैक्टिस ऑफ क्वेश्चंस। डेली क्विज टाइमिंग 9 p.m. Dear learners, let's move to the first slide on our lecture before starting. I hope all of you connect with me from beginning to end. Let's start. Sir Thomas More was born in Milk Street, London on February 7th, 1478. Educated at St. Anthony's School in London. Served as a page in the household of Archbishop Morton, who anticipated More would become a marvelous man. Let's move to the next slide. Dear learners, More went on to study at Oxford. During this time, he wrote comedies and studied Greek and Latin literature. Around 1494, More returned to London to study law, was admitted to Lincoln's Inn in 1496, and became a barrister in 1501. Let's move to another slide. Piare Dustu. Thomas More entered Parliament in 1504 and married for the first time in 1504 or 1505. Was made Speaker of the House of Commons in 1523. After the fall of Thomas Wolsey in 1529, More became Lord Chancellor, the first layman yet to hold the post. Let's move to another slide. While his work in the law courts was exemplary, his fall came quickly, was committed to the Tower of London on April 17th. More was found guilty of treason and was beheaded alongside Bishop Fisher on July 6, 1535. More's final words on the scaffold were, "The king's good servant, but God's first." Let's move to another slide. Dear WM learners, मैं उम्मीद कर रहा हूं कि आप सभी को ये लेक्चर अच्छा लग रहा होगा. Let's be continue, sir. Thomas More was beatified in 1886 and canonized by the Catholic Church as a saint by Pope Pius IX in 1935. Move to next slide. Dear learners, Piare Dustu. Now we learn about Sir Thomas More's Utopia. More's playful fusing of genres is characteristic of European humanism, as is his self-deflating wit. On a diplomatic trip to Brussels, More takes a side trip to the seaport of Antwerp, where he falls into conversation with Peter Giles and Giles's acquaintance, Raphael Hythlode, who sailed with Amerigo Vespucci. The men go to More's house, where in the garden, Raphael tells them of the history, customs, and culture of the Utopians. Let's move to next slide. The founding of Utopia, which might be viewed as essential for the success of the strange experiment he contemplates there. The humanist love of paradox and ironic contradiction shows itself first in the name, which may mean the good place or no place. Let's move to next one. More's work probably influenced the American transcendentalist Henry David Thoreau, especially in the conception and description of Walden. Dear learners, now, let's see in next slide. He described a fictional ideal world he called Utopia. Henry VIII's break from the Catholic Church and establishment of the Church of England signaled the start of the Reformaton in England. My dear Wondering Minds learners, Sir Thomas More, 1478-1535. A distinguished humanist and man of letters, he served in various official capacities under Henry VIII, most notably as Lord Chancellor of England from 1529 to 1532. As a literary man, Thomas More produced the Utopia, 1516, which has had a lasting influence on Western thought. He traveled to the universities of Paris and Louvain, and was visited twice by the humanist Erasmus. Let's move to the last slide. That's about it, dear Wondering Minds learners. I hope all of you enjoying this small video lecture on most important literary figure Sir Thomas More. Time to time, we're coming back with another important literary figures of literature. If all of you like, then share it to your friends and connect with us. And for Test Yourself, all of you can join our Telegram group for daily quizzes at 9 p.m. with PYQ series and explanation. Thanks for watching us.